Today I'm going to play me some Tempest Rising, a brand new real-time strategy game in the vein of classic RTS games like Command & Conquer. I know many people tried the demo when it was available of the skirmish mode. Well, today we're going to play a little bit of campaign, and you can see what this game is all about. This is a sponsored video, so thanks to 3D Realms for that. Let's go! So the game has two single-player campaigns, one for the GDF and one for the Tempest Dynasty. This is going to be a Tempest Dynasty mission, Harvesting Duty. I'm trying to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, so I'm not going to play the entire mission, just a little bit of it so you can see what's up. I have done this mission through on hard, but I'm just going to do it on normal today, otherwise I will probably get bonked on the face while I'm trying to explain things. And the mission itself in this one is pretty simple. We just got to harvest a ton of resources and protect a couple of wimpy factions. So strap in!
Tempest HQ, this is Colonel Kisley. We are under fire. GDF has found us. Requesting immediate assistance.
Well, at least it isn't boring here. Get the fires under control. I'll transfer command of some of these structures to you. You know what you're doing. Just another day at the office, eh, General?
Alright, so we start here with a mostly functional base, and our first order of business is to stop everything from being on fire. That's always a good way to start any day.
Is that the General? Thank goodness you're here. Brigadier Dorj, also harvesting duty. GDF stationed outposts all around us before you arrived. We're surrounded. We weren't expecting combat this far from the front. My troops have been overrun and...
Filtering unnecessary prattle. Your harvesting quota is 20,000 credits. Build up your forces and protect your allies, as they cannot fend for themselves.
Okay, so we've got to protect these two construction yards of these other two little allied factions, whilst also keeping ourselves alive. Easy enough. So first thing we need to do is make sure we're getting some resources in, so we're going to build a Tempest rig. This is how we gather resources as the Tempest Dynasty. It's this little machine here, gathers all the lovely red crystally stuff. Now, I do start with a bunch of troops and vehicles, and having played this mission before, I know that this bridge down here is going to get pretty spicy. So I'm going to set up some defenses. I'm going to use this salvage van. This can repair nearby vehicles and even turrets as well when it's sat still, but you can deploy it to put it down permanently, although you can get a perk to get it back up. But that's what I'm going to do here. Settle it down. The aura will become bigger. You see the yellow pulsing zone. That's where my vehicles can be repaired. And I'm just going to put a couple of my boar tanks over here. These are just an anti-vehicle tank, so they can help defend from that direction. Stuff coming from the other direction, but our ally is dealing with that. Now, I've got some infantry I need to heal, and to do that, I need to upgrade my main building here, my construction yard, and then that'll allow me to upgrade my barracks to an infirmary, which will allow me to heal my infantry.
Civilian corporations arrived with GDF to harvest these lands. Capture their Tempest rigs. They are rightfully ours.
Alright, we just got a secondary objective to come and capture these civilian Tempest rigs. That's going to be more money in the bank if we can do that. So we shall assemble a little crew to go and check it out. I've got some little GP boys. We'll send them and maybe some of our basic infantry, the Dynasty Guard, just a basic anti-infantry unit. Here comes the pressure from the bridge already, but our defenses there should hold pretty well. Let's get down here and check out this Tempest rig. We should also get to building some new units because we're goddamn going to need them. So let's get some missile troopers, and no prizes for guessing. These are an anti-vehicle unit, whether ground or air. Although actually we need to get a technician first, as he's the one who can take the harvesting rig. So we're just getting everything in order first of all, making sure we can defend our base especially while we go and try to help the other bases survive. And as for the actual harvesting objective, I'm going to leave that till last, trying to take care of some of the enemy bases first, do my side objectives. And it looks like there was some enemy boys down here, but our boys swiftly sent them to Jesus. So that's sorted. We're going to... Oh, hello. I think I just saw an extra little boy down here. Yep, there's a grenade trooper here. These are pretty dangerous to infantry. Not too much of a worry for vehicles, but he'll definitely blow the balls off of our technician when he comes down here, so we'll get rid of him. Although he's making it difficult. You see how he's gone prone on the floor? Infantry does that when it gets low on health, and it helps them survive as they take reduced damage, so that's a nice little feature. And you can see the green aura now. That's the healing zone of my barracks, which is now an infirmary. And our technician has just come to life, so he's the boy that can steal the Tempest rig for us. So his path should be clear to go and do that. We can get that side objective. Well, we got one of two. We'll need to get another one to get the objective done. We've been invaded by some riot vans here. And, oh, they're full of grenade troops. No. Oh, our boys got wiped out. There's the danger of grenade troops right there. That was a bunch of missile units as well. God damn it. Alright, we're going to get a few more defenses up this end, I think. I'm going to use my other salvage van. I might use it in the same way as I've got my other one, just to defend this end. It's quite a versatile unit. You could have it travel around with your army as you go around, and it can just repair things as you go. I could put it over with my ally to help support them. But we're just going to go turtle mode until we build an army to push out with. My Tempest rig down here has been captured, so that's going to be more money in the bank. Alright, so now we got some solid cash flow. We can start ramping up production and build ourselves a goddamn army. Overall with this game though, I have been really enjoying it. I played most of the Tempest Dynasty campaign, just a couple of missions left, and I'm about halfway through the GDF campaign. There's also the skirmish mode, which is what I played before. I did a video on this previously. I'll link that at the end if you want to know more about this game. But if you miss a bit of that classic 90s RTS, then this game is definitely one to look at. Now we notice here we can see a bit of an enemy base, and this is causing some problems, as we can see over here for our allies. Now on normal difficulty, they're not taking too much of a hammering, but on hard, let me tell you, they took some work keeping alive. Jesus Christ. In fact, here's some proof of it. Here's me trying to do this video on hard difficulty, and I found that I couldn't really take the time to stop to talk about stuff because the enemy really is all over those two allies, and you've really got to help them. One of the construction zones is on fire, the other one's on fire here, and they're heavily under attack. Luckily, I've got a force on the way to help them, so there is a fair bit of challenge in those higher difficulties I found. Okay, back to the actual run. So I'm going to build up my force and then go and try and take out that base behind the two factions to help them out. Going to get some extra defenses, some turrets here. Also need to build this bureau building so I can unlock some other units. Going to build a whole bunch of missile troopers. I'm going to try and be an organized fighting force, something I'm usually not great at in these kind of RTS games. Alright, before we go charging in with our main force, I'm going to send our little Havoc Jeeps to have a look around over this bridge and see what we're running into. A few tanks here to deal with. They will mess up our GP boys. Let's get back. Get some heals from the salvage van. Let the turrets take care of the tanks. Although, oh, the Jeeps are going back in. You see, so I needed to give them some kind of hold ground order there so that they stayed in the healing aura, but they didn't. Now one's died. So that's the kind of thing I'm not very good at with these kind of RTS games, getting all those hotkeys as like habits and just doing it without thinking. Need to up my RTS game. Well, I have played this mission before. I have played all the other ones around the same time, so they've all kind of blended into one in my head. I can't remember what happened in which mission, so I'm kind of semi-blind in this mission. I can't really remember everything. Got another tank here. Actually, I think we can deal with one. Our Havoc Jeeps do a good little bit of damage to vehicles. We should be able to deal with this one. Oh, scheisse. Run away. Run away. There's a tank over there. So the GDF have a tank that can turn into an artillery piece. It's mostly anti-infantry, but obviously our little Jeeps don't have much health, so it messes them up too. So we'll try sending a bunch of tanks over there. I've got these flamer tanks. They're not great for taking down vehicles, but they're the closest, most available thing right now. We'll try them out. We'll try them out. We'll see how much damage they take. I don't think this tank, artillery tank thing does too much damage to vehicles, so we might be alright. Oh, okay. That's a fair bit of damage. There it is. No, fuck it. Fuck it. Fall back. Fall back. Fall back. Don't like that plan. I'm trying to be better at not letting my vehicles and units die. That's another way. I'm trying to be a little bit better at these kind of games, being a little bit less suicidal, because units do gain rank, so it pays to keep them alive. And our force is slowly but surely coming together here. I've got some assault gunners. I need to get the machinist specialist, because he can repair vehicles. Need to build my bureau. Down it goes. That also acts as a bit of a defense building as well. Okay, so I've built a couple of these Porcupine rocket battery units, and let me tell you, this is probably the most OP unit in the game I've found so far. We should see them here. They're going to pop off on this tank. You see all those rockets flying in? They got some crazy range, and they do an absolute arse ton of damage with a stream of rockets. They do have a fairly long reload time, but they should be able to outrange this artillery tank. Let's see. Yep, miles away. And just about outside its range, and down it goes. No problem at all. And that's only 2 of these things. Imagine 10 of them. They do kind of fire all their rockets almost in one go, so you do have to kind of switch targets quite often to make the most of them. Otherwise, you just massively overkill stuff with all the rockets. But yeah, they seem a little crazy at the moment, but this is, of course, a pre-release build of the game, so maybe they'll be toned down a bit for the final game. If not, look forward to the multiplayer meta of Porcupines. Anyway, we cleared out this side of that artillery tank, and we're going to start moving up here just to see what... Oh, there's another one. Okay. We just got bombed by another artillery tank. We're going to fall back for now. Let's get our full force and hit that side properly. Still defending this rear side of our base pretty damn well. Some of these tanks doing fine work. Going to put up more defenses. That salvage truck just repairing everything. It repairs the turrets as well and the walls. So it's doing Sigmar's work. Now I'm going to put a power station building down next to my vehicle building, because what you can do with this is put it in distribution mode, and that is going to basically overcharge the building that it's near, basically making it work faster, so it'll increase its vehicle output. It does make the building take damage though, so you just need to put a repair on it, which is going to cost you, but it's usually worth the time it saves you. Alright, fast forward a little bit, and my army is about ready to go. I've got some assault gunners. These are long-range anti-infantry. I've got my missile troopers. They're anti-vehicle, anti-air. Porcupines, they're anti-everything, as we saw. And some flame tanks that are anti-infantry. And we'll top it off with a specialist, the machinist. He can repair vehicles. You can see the yellow aura around him. He's also anti-infantry and does some other bits, but mostly we're bringing him for the vehicle repair. So let's get on with it and push that base. I am using control groups as well, assigned to 1, 2, 3, and 4 for my different kind of troops. Trying to be a little bit more organized with my attack. Another way I'm trying to improve with these kind of RTS games. So we've cleared over here of everything, hopefully. We just have to see what's up ahead. We're going to use one of our flame tanks to scout, I think, just to be cautious in case, well, we know there's another artillery tank. Not sure what else there might be. Okay, this is the wall. This has got lots of turrets. You can see our porcupines are popping off already. Oh, we're taking artillery fire. Let's get back. That is terribly dangerous to our infantry units, so we've got to take those up before they get anywhere near this stuff. And our porcupines are the perfect tool for that job, able to outrange most of this stuff. The tank is just there. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to try and change targets so we don't overkill too much. I think we still are, though, massively. These things do an ungodly amount of damage. Oh, cheeky tank over there. All right, with the artillery tank out of the way, our infantry should be a bit safer. Oh, grenades, flame tanks. Go, go, gadget flame tanks. Okay, never mind. The porcupine sorted them out. There's one of the big boy tanks for the enemy. Absolutely wasted that. Oh, there's another artillery tank. Oh, get rid of that. Infantry, fall back. Fall back. No. Oh, I think my missile units just got flattened by the artillery tank. I am not having a good day with missile units. Yep, they're pretty much gone. Luckily, the porcupines are just ruining everything. So, yeah, most of my missile infantry just got flattened by that unseen artillery tank there. But luckily, we've still got the porcupines that can do a similar role. Although, I have just managed to lose a couple to that goddamn turret that won't die. Kill it. Okay. We're okay. We've taken a bit of a pounding, but we're all right. Let's get inside the base. I gave an attack move order, but they like to try and attack the fences and the walls for some reason. Got more turrets inside to deal with, a couple more vehicle base there, so not too much resistance in terms of enemy units. We've probably dealt with them, or they've sent them to attack our allies. That's going to be because this is on normal difficulty. On hard difficulty, let me tell you, this was not so easy. The enemy generally hits you with more troops and vehicles, and it does it sooner, so it does make it quite a bit harder. I have tried a few missions on Insane, but it's a little bit above my pay grade at the moment until I figure the game out a little more. Let's just check on our allies. They seem to be doing okay, holding their bridge. I'll send a few units over there. A couple of boar tanks and a porcupine. That should help them hold that bridge for now. They don't need too much help in normal difficulty, it seems, but in hard, you definitely had to put some work in to try and keep them alive. But that's most of this northeast enemy base taken care of, so that should stop our allies getting attacked from behind, and hopefully me as well, and then I can push out and explore the rest of the map. So there's a taste of Tempest Rising for you. I've been really enjoying this game. You can play it right now if you want to. You will have to buy the deluxe version of the game, though, which comes with 7-day advanced access. Otherwise, you've got to wait for just the normal version on the 24th of April. But the asking price of the game is very reasonable, I think, and the deluxe version is only a little bit more expensive. So if you want yourself that classic Command and Conquer action, I think you've got a great game here for it. You've got the 2 full campaigns to play, which are not super long in all honesty, but personally for me, I find the replay value in trying to do them on harder difficulties. So just the 2 campaigns for the 2 playable factions at the moment doesn't mean there's only 2 factions in the game, though. There's also the skirmish mode, so if you just want to practice against bots, you can do that. There's a multiplayer mode, so you can play with your bros or queue up to fight a random. So a good amount of game here for the price, I think. There's a link in the description if you want to find out a little bit more about the game. Overall, it's really nice to have this kind of classic RTS game. Yes, it's basically Command and Conquer, and why the hell not? But the game stands up for itself with modern production, great visuals, as you can see. The 2 factions play quite differently and have some mechanics that I haven't really even touched on, to be honest. There's a nice bit of depth with all the different specialists and synergies of different units that you can perform, so there's a lot of fun stuff to figure out here. But yeah, this has been Tempest Rising. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Link below if you want to know a little more. Otherwise, I will see you in the future.